Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to your apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word in sincerity and in truth. Okay, I wanted to make a quick lesson going into this article that I seen today. It says snap bans on soda, candy, and other foods take effect in 5 states on January the 1st. And I'm not gonna read the whole article, but I am gonna read a couple passages out of here. And really what it's going into is the fact that the basically junk food that it's talking about is what's causing illnesses and it's unhealthy, and they're going to ban it. And one of their argument points is, well, taxpayers have to pay for the SNAP benefits so that they can, get whatever they want that'll be considered food, but then they have to turn around and pay extra taxes to cover the illnesses that come with being able to eat however they want to eat. And that's just one of their argument points on trying to fix that, as they're saying basically an unhealthy diet is the cause of a lot of diseases. It's just costing people money, and it's an argument on both sides. But ultimately, this place is like the scriptures say, this place is polluted. It's going to destroy you. It's polluted on all levels, not just mentally, physically, or psychologically. This place is polluted on all levels. The diet here is absolutely horrible. And even it's another point in the article made where it says healthy food is unaffordable, or so-called healthy food, because damn near everything is GMO now. But the so-called healthy food is unaffordable, and unhealthy food is affordable, which is true, But I'm going to read a little bit. It says, starting Thursday, Americans in 5 states who get government help paying for groceries will see new restrictions on soda, candy, and other foods that they can buy with those benefits. It says Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, Utah, and West Virginia are the first of at least 18 states to enact waivers prohibiting the purchase of certain foods through the SNAP. And we know it's going to be more. It says it's part of a push by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Agricultural Secretary Brooke Rollins to urge states to strip foods regarded as unhealthy from the $100 billion federal program, long known as food stamps, that serves 42 million Americans. We cannot continue a system that forces taxpayers to fund programs that make people sick and then pay a second time to treat the illnesses those very programs help create, Kennedy said in a statement in December. Which that's Babylon the Great for you, the land of confusion. Because how is it that this is supposed to be the best country on the earth, or best place to be on earth, yet it has the worst of everything, the worst diet. It has no order, no structure, worst educational system, worst healthcare system. It's the worst of the worst. Other countries are literally surpassing Babylon the Great in all these facets, Now, like I said, I'm not going to read all of this. You can pull this article up, but I'm going to jump down. Let's see, where is it at? Yeah, here it is. It says, this doesn't solve the 2 fundamental problems, which is healthy food in this country is not affordable, and unhealthy food is cheap, and ubiquitous. He said, let me see if I said that right. Ubiquitous. See if I said that right.
Ubiquitous.
Right, ubiquitous. Let's see what that means. Omnipresent, present, appearing, or found anywhere. So unhealthy food is basically cheap and it's available any and everywhere, which is true. Another true thing. This is why this place has to go, because there is no structure here. There is no way that people don't know the proper diet to be on, and you have this. Americans is one of the most unhealthy, if not the most unhealthy. Unhealthiest people on the earth. You know, even your leaders unhealthy. Nobody's in shape. Getting in shape is literally hard for most people. And I was even looking up it wasn't an article, but I was going into push-ups. You know, just looking at how many push-ups could you do to be considered this or that, and it said the average person over here in America can't even do 10 push-ups, which is extremely sad. You know, now of course we know a lot of people. You might know a lot of people in your life that can do 10, but for the average person, a lot of people, they can't do 10, or and they said 10 consecutive. They struggle to do 10 consecutive push-ups. You know, let alone even more. But this place Babylon, it has to go. And Salakia, I know I probably sound kind of stopped up. I am. It just came out of nowhere. Now I'm trying to fight it off. But this is Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It would destroy you, even with a sword destruction. And that's Babylon the Great for you. This place will destroy you on all levels, especially if you unaware. That's what that's what this place feeds off of. You being unaware of everything, your lack of awareness. And we was like this in this world, lacking awareness, until Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua woke us up to everything. And now we do research, we learn, and we grow. You know. But for the average person, they're unaware of everything. They might know a little bit, but they're not putting the full pieces together, you know, or they don't have the full pieces to put it all together to understand what this place is and what it's doing to you, what it's doing to your mind, what it's doing to your health, you know, what it's doing to your life, so on and so forth. That's why this place has to go, you know. And you know, when you learn better, you do better. When you know better, you do better. Knowledge is power. So the more we learn about the right way to be, the right way to eat, the right way to live, you know, we do better. Now, simultaneously, with them cutting it, and it said 5 states, it said the 5 out of 18, which eventually it's going to be more, you know. But on the flip side, another point to this is with them taking away the junk food, or people's ability to buy those junk food, that's going to, they had also said that, you know, it's retailers and people going to lose a lot of money, but it's also going to affect what people like children and single mothers can feed their children or give their children to eat, or even for themselves to carry them over to their next meal. You know, it's going to affect all of that. So they're not going to be able to just buy junk food and eat on it. And they might think it probably fill them up or it's going to carry them over, but really it's destroying them. And then same with the children. You know, if you just eat junk food all the time, when are you ever going to learn how to actually cook and sustain yourself? And it'll be poor, because what Babylon the Great, it promotes is ready to eat meals, you know. Not how the army has it, but you know, it's pre-packaged. It's pre-deal. All you gotta do is throw it in the microwave, throw it in the oven, you know, whatever the case may be, and you know, eat it. People don't really learn or know how to cook nowadays, or they don't take the time to actually try and attempt to cook. So they'll be in a situation, and that's what you know, that's what they want, you know, to be in a situation where you can't go and buy all the ingredients that you need and know how to put a meal together and cook it. You know, that's why junk food is more affordable than healthy food. They don't want you to be healthy. It's more money. It's more lucrative for them to benefit off of your lack of knowledge and awareness. Because if you knew how to cook, you would know how to you would do better for yourself. You'll cook healthier meals, for you and your family. They want you to be sick. Just like now, if somebody gets sick, like I'm stocked up now, but I'm going to resort to the herbs. They want you to go to their over-the-counter medicine or go to the doctor. It's more lucrative for you to be ignorant. As they say, ignorance is bliss. But in this case, it's blissful for them because they're going to benefit. So this place is set up to destroy us on all levels, especially if you're unaware. So we're going to see, and just to add to it, at the end of January, I believe it's still set to where the government's going to shut right back down. They haven't said anything about closing that deal and stopping that from happening. So you got January, they already coming with restrictions for SNAP benefits. And if nothing changes, it's going to shut right back down. So I don't think they're going to be funded in February unless they make some changes in January. So we'll see how that happens and how that go. But on that note, I'm going to close out. First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. And until next time, shalom.